And our local hero, Eddie Wu, I'm pleased to say, joins Kieran and I now from Canberra after a night of celebrations. And you wake up this morning as our local hero, Eddie Wu. For those who don't know, and I guess we're all just starting to learn more about it, I know you've got 100,000 subscribers and 8 million people worldwide have watched you, but tell us about WuTube. What is it?
Look, the simplest way I can give you a picture is that if you want to sit in a classroom that's a normal school around the country, sit right in the middle, look right at the whiteboard, and that's what you can see on my channel. It's completely transparent. My students are there sitting all around the camera, and you can see that, you know, halfway through the video I sort of have to pause and say, oh, look, Johnny, the deputy principal's called you down to the office. So it's exactly transparent and a normal experience of what my classroom is like.
Now, you started this to help one of your students who was sick, and it's just, well, it's grown incredibly since. Could you have imagined just a couple of years ago that you'd end up here this morning at Parliament House, Canberra, a local hero in the Australia Day Awards?
You say a couple of years ago, I still can't believe it, and you can definitely tell if you have a look at some of my older videos, there was no plan for a grand sort of media stage or anything like that. It's all really lo-fi, and one of the things I love about it is that I get to just share the normal experience of my students and the normal experience of what happens in schools around the country. I very wholeheartedly believe there's nothing extraordinary about my classroom, but what you get to see on the channel is the hard work and dedication of teachers around the country working for the sake of their students.
And you've already got quite a platform as it is, but this Local Hero Award, what do you think that gives you, extra that you can use this year? What do you want to do with that honour, that platform?
There are two big things that come to my mind. I really want to make sure that education has a new kind of perspective from students, teachers, parents and politicians, and also about mathematics, which obviously is my subject. When it comes to education, I want everyone to value the way that schools work and can transform communities. I think that sometimes we fall into the trap of just taking education for granted because it's just everywhere in our country, and we forget that around the world that's not always the case. So I really want schools and educators to be valued really deeply and honoured, because I think that's the way we're going to have the best teachers, and that's the way that society is going to benefit. When it comes to mathematics, I want people to understand that it's for everyone. You know, it's a subject that, just like literacy, is something that, you know, it deepens and enriches your life in a way that you can't really comprehend if you're someone who can't read, and then when you can interpret the world around you, it just unlocks an entire universe, and that's the way I think of mathematics.
Yeah, well, let's hope that you make great progress in that. It's a wonderful endeavour that you hope to pursue over the next year with this new award, Eddie. And give us a sense for our viewers this morning, your own personal story, though, because with your ability, you could have gone in, well, basically into any career, and thankfully for your students at Cherrybrook Technical High School, you chose teaching.
For me, when I was in the wonderful position of having the ability to choose, you know, what would I do with my life, the first thing that came to mind was just gratitude. You know, that's the reason why my parents moved to this country, why my brother and sister were born here, because this really genuinely is a land of opportunity. I mean, we had our challenges when we were growing up. It was really difficult sort of working with the discrimination that is just normal when you kind of are an immigrant, the child of an immigrant, and you're trying to work out where do you fit in, and the people around you are also trying to work out where you fit in. But coming through that, recognizing that this is a land of amazing platforms and choices once you have an education, in some ways that's what was the tipping point. I realized I'd been given a precious gift, that education had opened doors to me that I would never have dreamed, and I wanted to share that with people around the country. And the next generation deserves people who absolutely champion them and can help them get the support that they need to, you know, do whatever their career is that they can dream of.
I've seen your father outright say he was hoping you'd become a lawyer or a doctor, in fact. Has he come around? Seeing you exactly, seeing you on the stage last night, watching you on the TV this morning. Do you think he's come around, that you made the right choice?
I'm very fortunate that while I think my dad dreamed of things like that, he did give me the choice to say, I'm going to pursue this, and I just hope that this really honours him and that it shows, you know what, if you have a heart for serving people around you, that's the real reason that I'm a teacher. You know, whatever people want to do, if you want to be a nurse, if you want to be a chef, an engineer, if you want to work in the media, if you're serving a community, then what you're doing is important and you should do it with all your heart. If you do that, then all of us Australians can make a society that we can all be proud of.
Well, we congratulate you, Eddie Wu, and I also wish all the very best to the enrolment officer at Cherrybrook Technical High School, because when parents see this gentleman in action,
They're going to be busy.
they're going to be very busy. That phone will be off the hook. Eddie Wu, have a wonderful Australia Day. Congratulations on everything you've achieved and on this wonderful recognition this morning.
Thanks so much. Happy Australia Day to you too.